Hello, one and all, I'm GrimpaulCheese and welcome back to Dark Souls. We managed to kill Gravelord Nito and claim his Lord Soul, the second of our lovely, ever-so-growing collection of other creatures' souls, as well as claiming a few miracles from him. I have not showed said miracles, but just trust me that they're wonderful. In fact, what I might do is, change my armor to be something a bit more stylish. We've got a Paladin's armor, so let's wear the Paladin's armor, shall we? It's quite decent armor, as you can clearly see. It's a lot better than a lot of stuff we're actually wearing, in fact. Its defenses are above wonderful, it's just weak compared to lightning. So you're sacrificing everything for lightning. I would also like to note that if you look at the curse resistance, it's absolutely phenomenal. If you compare it to Havel's, which is practically, I think Havel's the best thing we got regarding curse resistance, isn't it? I think it is. It's either that or the poncho. But either way, if you look at a curse resistance, it's amazing. So if you're wearing this armor, you're never ever gonna get cursed. Well, unless you're an incredible, massive idiot like myself and stand in it for eternity and a half. It's the half that really matters, you see. So, nevertheless, that's what we'll be wearing, because if we look at ourselves right now, look how glorious we look! We look so regal. It kind of suits the colouring of my skull head egg thing, yes! We do need a new shield, mind you, but that'll probably come later on. I could wear the regeneration shield, but that's just not my cup of tea. I should also remove the Divine's Wayhander. We no longer need it, because Divine has no other real need to use or need to have in this game other than killing skeletons. And we're never going to go back in there again. Well, I don't think we are, unless I've missed a few things, which knowing me, I most likely have. So we're going to decrypt that for now. So that's all of that. Now what we should do now is, in fact, go to the bonfire and show these new wonderful spells. Now, I had Flash Sweater gripped just merely for going through some stuff in the background, where it required me taking a lot of fire damage, which is Lost Isle when I was exploring it, to try and figure out, okay, in my other playthroughs, what am I gonna do? Because I need to show you what everything does, especially the whole Zeekmeyer thing. Dear God, that took a while. So nevertheless, let's switch that out for... Can we equip the Gravelord? Yes, we can do the Greatsword dance. Now, actually, I won't show you that one first. I'm sorry for being a tease, but we'll do the normal sword dance. Now, as I said before, this doesn't actually require any miracles, or no, it doesn't require any faith or intelligence to actually use. Now, for the first time ever, I'm going to use an actual spell. A miracle. I've got all this faith, but I've got nothing to spend it on right now. So if I just quickly show you what it does, after all, there is no one here, everyone's gone off to an own little adventure, so let's have a little bit of a dance, shall we? And that is the normal sword dance. If I go over to... Oh, no, go into bonfire quick. If I go over to the great sword dance, ever so quickly, and do this... I love this spell. It's amazing! Now, the best thing about this spell, if you're fighting on a bridge, and someone comes after you, it goes on... Basically, it doesn't appear out of the midair, it only goes on the land around you. So that narrow little bridge suddenly gets engulfed in all of these. All of these lovely sharp blades. Could you imagine a giant bridge full of that? No one's gonna get to you. But mind you, massive drawback, it only has 2 uses. But mind you, it gets very, very powerful. So either way, with our new fancy armor equipped and our new lovely spell in hand, we shall go and talk to people. I could go spend some ever so lovely spells down here for that little man down there. I could. It's a very strong possibility, but before I even do anything like that, I want to talk to this man. Now, he disappeared earlier, so let's have a good old talk with him. So, let me decrypt everything, show God Talisman to show him a man of faith, but of a dark faith that you'll never know of. So let's talk to you. Hello, blonde man of the ever so pokey stick. You know, I have everything of yours, other than your fancy, weird armor. It seems to be ever so layered. So anyway, hello!
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady, to think I swore to protect you with my life.
Don't worry, I think I rescued her. I think she should be somewhere around here. We just got to go looking. Do you come with me? We can form a band. Not a musical band, I mean a band that looks for things. Treasure hunters, but for ladies. I don't know what you call that. A search party. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. So, got anything else to tell me? I've got some lovely souls to spend.
Your Highness, where have you gone? I am entirely to blame for this. Oh, woe is me. I am unworthy, deathly so.
You shouldn't beat yourself over it. I'm sure she's safe. I'm sure she's a capable young lady. The majority of them are in this undead land.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miracles, was it? Sometimes I lose myself. Pay me no mind.
But you can't actually talk to him. How interesting. So we could buy a lot of these spells. He doesn't actually have that many of them, mind you. But he does have a fallen talisman now, which is kind of interesting. A median for casting miracles of the gods. The talisman only granted a high-ranking fallen clerics. Has a high miracle adjustment, which thanks to the divine protection, is not depending on faith. So it hasn't got much faith scaling, mind you, that's basically what it meant. And its requirements aren't the best, and I think it's the only one. No, they all require a bit of strength. I guess it really takes the energy out of you, doing these prayers and chanting. So, for the time being, we're going to leave him alone. We could just have a nice jolly conversation with him about his lady and everything, but he's not the talkative type right now. We need to go look for his lady, after all. So let's go down, well, go up, actually. This ever so lovely elevator. Have you noticed the amount of gold in this armor? It's almost like bling power. You heard it here. Gold stops you from being cursed. If you're cursed by a gypsy or some type of demonic figure, just lay yourself in so much gold that you cannot even see or breathe anymore. That explains the merchant selling the boss armor. He's been cursed. So obviously, you know, he's just wearing so much gold, he can't even do anything with it. So somewhere around here shall be our lady. There she is! Hello! You better get out safe. You should have said hello to the blonde git downstairs. He's a bit worried about you. But I think there's something more you need to tell me. Isn't that right? You can tell me what happened. So how did you get all the way down there? I mean, how did you go into the dark? It'd be interesting how you got through the dark. Perhaps she just sent her men out and was like, you, go for it! And like, I don't want to do it. You never know. Strange things are known to happen. So anyway, hello, how are you doing?
Hello. I will never forget what you did. I am deeply indebted, for it was not within my power to save Vince or Nico. I cannot thank you enough. In case you have not heard, I am Rhea of Thoroland. I only wish there was some way I could help you. But I am inexperienced and I only know the art of miracles. If that could be of any help, speak to me again.
Very well, I would love for you to teach me some miracles. I'm sure that you are very proficient in the art of miracles, regarding that you're not much of a fighter, regarding that you managed to get yourself unscathed out of a dreadful dark place and still maintain your humanity, definitely tells wonders about yourself.
Would a miracle be of any help to you? I would be most pleased if that was so. May we discuss miracles then?
Yes, I would. Let's learn a gesture first. What can she tell me for foreign land ways? She can teach me how to pray. Oh. Okay. That's fine. So let's actually talk to you before we buy any items off you. So tell me about yourself, my lady.
Vince and Nico were fooled by a lout named Patches and turned into hollows. My prayers did them no good. It is my ignorance, my frailty that has sealed their fates. Perhaps Petrus realized my weakness all along, and thus made the decision to abandon me. I can hardly blame him now.
He abandoned you? What a cat! I say. I mean, can you tell me anything else? As you know that Patches guy, he actually is pretty decent. If you didn't make yourself so religious, he could have given you a hug. Maybe a cupcake. Oh, I could do with a cake right now. Maybe you can too. Hey, are you interested in having an egg on your head? He's pretty hungry, you know, and pretty lonely. There's not many of them around nowadays, especially so far away from his lavery-like home. Hey! Do you like lava? I have the best place for you.
Vince and Nico were fooled by a...
Yeah, she's going to tell us the same thing. So basically what she's saying there is, well, Petrus basically abandoned her. It's unknown, well, technically right now it's unknown, if it was his intention to betray her and just leave her to die, and actually it is. Sadly, if we manage to go to the Tomb of the Giants before we did the Sense Fortress, or actually rang the second bell, we could have a nice lovely conversation with Lautrec. Lautrec isn't a bad guy. He really isn't. He actually warned you about a lot of things. He tells you about the good and the bad and a bit of backstory behind the NPCs. I have no idea if I might show it. If so, I may show it in a separate video on its own. So, either way, he'll tell you what truly happened. And basically, I wish if we can't figure it out between these two lovely NPCs, the lady behind us, or in front of us even, and the ever so blonde abandoning cat that happens to be all the way down in the ruinous place below, I will basically tell you, and I shall put fate into my own hands. So before we do that, let's have a look at the purchase items. Now, she has 2 divine blessings. That shows you she's definitely a holy figure. But she also has a very special ability. It is called Wrath of the Gods, let's just make sure, and Magic Barrier. She's actually got a lot better powers than the blonde man downstairs. Now, Wrath of the Gods is considered to be the most overpowered miracle in the game regarding PvP, merely because, well, if you can't figure it out from what I'm about to say, then I will tell you yourself. Primal Force of Force creates a powerful shockwave. Wrath of the Gods is an epic tale that tattered over time and evolved into a modern force. This primal form of force emits a shockwave that also inflicts damage. Doesn't tell you what it really does, just a powerful shockwave. But how? In what way does it make a shockwave? Well, you see, you do it, and a giant pulse of force comes out of you, and everything gets flung everywhere. You could basically cheat people out by this, because it immediately breaks all forms of block, and it sends people flying who aren't blocking, so you can practically stun lock people within the free uses of this. And plus, it does a massive amount of damage. So, if you got this, you're practically... Oh, if you got this, sorry, and you're basically a strength faith person, or a strength dexterity person, a dexterity faith person, use this, and you practically won the PvP. It's one of the things that people are most wary of, and in fact, it is one of the better spells in the game. So there's that. You've got a few other things like Magic Barrier, a miracle of the Bishop Having a Rock, covers the body in defensive magic coating. The coating greatly boosts magic defense, assisting warriors who may face magic, which Bishop Havel countered so proficiently. So we have the greater version of it, but it never hurts to have the very basic version. Now, the very interesting thing I must tell you now...
Then be safe. Farewell, Varianox.
Goodbye, my lady. So, the interesting thing I need to tell you now is, if we do not take matters into our own hands right about now, she's gonna get murdered. And I don't mean she can be turned hollow, I mean she's gonna die for eternity. So, we must take matters into our own hands. Mr. Fibbles, Knight Extraordinaire, Bling Man, and Shiny Man. All those titles above, we are the Lord of Shininess. And eventually, we shall prevail in our quest to do something of a variety of many different things. So what we need to do is have a nice lovely talk with this man. Now we needed to figure out what was he actually doing. Will he tell us? Well, we'll soon see, shall we?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes...
You are not going to tell us, are you? So I'm basically going to tell you this. His entire plan is to get rid of those 2 ignorant fools protecting her and to murder her. Now, I have no idea how you get him to talk about it, but basically, if we don't kill him now, he will kill her. Now, before we do any of that, what I want to do is see if he's got anything interesting to sell. So, it's one of those things is either take the force into your own hands today. She has nothing interesting aside from that, which I will just buy outright, because I don't think she sells that. So, with that now over and done with, we shall say goodbye to you, Paris of Folland.
By the lords! No! This can't be. It can't end like this.
I'm afraid it has, because if I do not, you will murder her. And there we go, it's humanity. So we have now sinned. We have actually sinned, and we need to go get that, because if I go human, I'm probably going to get even more invaded than I've ever, been invaded before. What I mean by that is that my chances of being invaded have been increased, because now 2 covenants are after me. The covenant that, punishes sinners, and the covenant that, invade people for the fun of it. So with that over and done with, and we go talk to her, she is now going to live for eternity, but sadly he is dead for eternity. It's a sad thing, but sadly we had to take matters into our own hands. Because, as I said before, if we didn't, well, we never know what might happen. So hello, I have some souls for you. I'd like to buy your spells.
Oh, hello. Then let us, as promised.
Yes, I know. So we could buy very basic spells. The only one we couldn't buy is the regular old soul spear. So what we are just going to do is we're going to buy everything else other than that. Let's first go with homing soul mass, and it's all of that. Mind you, I'm not going to be an intelligence man. What I mean by that is I'm not going to just go and, well, use spells from now on. No. I'm not an intelligent man or a faithful man. I believe in the deities above us rather than my own abilities in my own soul. I believe in the muscle in my hand, but I don't believe in the fingers in my hand. If that at all makes sense to you, then props to you. You win an internet cookie. If you don't, then don't worry. You could have a chance to win an internet cookie probably later on down the line. So with all of that, you've got those 2 wings, but I don't think we need to buy those 2 rings. I don't think so anyway. So we'll come back later and buy more things off you.
All right. That'll do it. That should help you on your journey. May we meet again.
May we definitely meet you again. So goodbye, I will see you later. So I'd also like to note, once you buy everything from merchants, as you can see, I don't know if I noticed last time, Druid Man disappeared. He went on his own little journey. And if we buy everything from the Cap Man, well, he will go on his little journey. If we buy everything from this lady above us, she will go on her own little journey. So we can go into a multitude of places right now. And I seriously do mean a multitude of places. There's so many things I can do. But what I might do is do the most simplest of them all. The one that people say is actually the most simplest and easiest one. Aside from Nito, that is. Nito was pretty easy. It's more of a challenge to get to Nito than fight him. It's rather a shame that the boss fight wasn't harder, mind you. Now, where do I want to go? I want to go to... I could probably go to the Chamber of the Princess, or I could just go straight to Anor Londo. I think I just might go straight to Anor Londo for the time being. I think it's the best solution. Now, majority of you are going to understand what's going on right about now, and for those who don't know what's going on, well, then you'll soon see. Now, I could actually show you something interesting. I could actually show you, 2 optional areas that lay within Anor Londo. Because we have 2 actual keys on us, and those keys happen to be, if I can find them quick, the Peculiar Doll, and I don't think the other key's in the actual key inventory. The other key happens to be, I think it's the Darkmoon Seance Ring. So with those 2 items, we can go to 2 optional areas if we truly wanted to. But to me, that's not too important. What's more important is unlocking the next area. This area I showed you to begin with had a nice orange barrier to it. This takes us to Seif the Scaleless. Seif is an interesting one. He has, enhanced the perception of common day magic into something, legendary and mythical. We just have to take out this big blighter first, this ever so rustic and yet ever so shiny creature. And just like that, I cleave his leg off. And are you going to take a nap now? Yes, it's nap time for you. So, up these ever so lovely stairways is a place we've been before. But then now, it is now opened. With the Pal Lord vessel, this doorway up here is now visible. We can now go through this ever so interesting archway. I mean, if you just look how it's designed, it's like perfectly masoned into this little hill. It really is. Now, inside happens to be 2 friends. You recognize him, don't you? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's time to fight this creature, mono a mono. Without anyone shooting bolts at us, and without the use of fire. So, hello! Are you evil? You certainly are evil. Are you going to charge at me? Taking off majority of my shielding. Now, what we need to do is circle strafe. Circle strafe like we've never circled before. And Eggman wants to get involved. Eggman, you just got me hit. How could you? Oh god, no. Bad Piggy. Piggy, stop it. Okay, would you to come out here for a moment? I just want you to come. There we go. Perfect. Now circle strafe. Now, as you can see, his bottom has been covered. Oh, no, no. Oh, God. Okay, need to get my health on again. Oh, no, 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 no. Ooh, that was close. Let's do a quick blow. Oh, God, I may have hit the wall just then. The word is might. Let's take a quick potion while he's distracted with his ever so amazing carvings on the wall. I don't blame it, really. You know, I am one who's distracted by shiny things, but regarding that this is an undead boar, probably has a massive malign intent that only wants to murder everything in its path, it probably is very, well, infused by shiny things! Ow! That's probably why it likes me. Ooh, I've never actually thought about it before. Maybe he adores me for my shininess. Perhaps he knows my plight. Being a shiny thing himself? Maybe. That may be the actual fact. The fact is we are actually more friends than common enemies. There can only be one shiny person. Oh, that dive roll. Hello, so it's time for your bottom to disappear now. Now, are you going to be a friend and drop your rare item? Are you? You are! Brilliant! Now, you have a chance of getting this really in the game. Now, this helmet I cannot wear right now, but I shall look at it nevertheless. So have a look at it, shall we? A severed head of a fully armored fanged boar taken from the one who killed it as proof of his victory, just as the gods once did of the head of the ancient dragon. Can be worn as headgear, a surprisingly sound piece of protective gear. So this thing you're literally wearing is head as a helmet. It is amazing. It is a really good amount of armor. I mean, if you look at that amount of armor, it is insane. I mean, compared to the Silver Knight armor, and let's compare it to Havel's, actually, it's not, you know, look, if you look at the weight difference, I mean, mind you, it's a lot heavier, but you've got the fact of style, you've got horns, and I don't mean the fancy type of horns, I mean the brutal barbarian kind. It's amazing. So that's one of the two ever so lovely creatures. I would like to note that the fancy carvings on the skirting of this masonry-like wall. Also the eternal flames. This place is very well designed. The masonry is intently amazing. Of amazing intent, I should say. You know, the people down here must have had a lot of time in their hands, or massive amount of artists. You never truly know, especially with all these ladies about. Perhaps they were the people. I see you. I saw your horn, I see your shadow, and now I see you, my powers of clarity. My clairvoyant psychic powers of my egghead tells me that you're staring at me through this very pillar. And plus it might be the heavy breathing it's admitting to. Hello! So how are you doing? You seem to be upset a bit. Those glowing red eyes are not for you, you know. So I'm just going to circle strafe you, don't mind me. So let's do a bit of a whack. I don't know why we bounce off by doing a single hit, and with a double hit we cleave right through. It makes me a bit confused, actually. Is the armor of him so powerful that it's, or so thick, I mean, that just a simple, well, tap makes it absolutely, well, armored to that fact and makes it bounce off in an absolutely not righteous glee? There's a possibility. And only the strength of 2 arms can get through this. Sadly, he did not drop another hat. If he did drop another hat, I could wear him as shoes. Could you imagine wearing boars' heads as shoes? I don't mean real-life boar heads, I mean the armored kind. Wearing actual disembodied heads as shoes is probably a very disturbing factor, and if you do that, you should probably go see a therapist of some kind. So here we go, we got the bonfire. So the bonfire, what we can do is go up this very elevator. Now this elevator could take us to many wonders. As you can see, it's actually a proper elevator, made of a fine, rich mahogany and an ever so polished handle. Now what is it? I guess we'll figure out next time.